Hi guys, I'm Andrew the Outlier McCombe and welcome to Outlier. If you're new to our channel, we're all about mastering your inner game so that you can become the outlier in your business, sport and your life, easily, effortlessly and naturally. If you're an entrepreneur, you know the frustration of hitting a plateau or feeling stuck despite your best efforts. Have you ever wondered why the main reason people never achieve their ideal potential often boils down to something completely invisible? Their subconscious resistance. It's like an energetic glass ceiling that you can't see, but you can absolutely feel. Today we're diving into a profoundly powerful outlier tool, emotional freedom techniques, or EFT. This isn't a silver bullet, but it's a profoundly effective tool that can help you identify and release those very negative or limiting thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and behaviors that are sabotaging your success. We're going to explore what EFT is, where it came from, how it works, and give you a powerful preview of how to use it. This video is going to be packed with insights, but remember, the full guided process with all its nuances is reserved for our program members, as it can be a very powerful tool and you're going to need some support to do it. So let's start with what I call the invisible blocks. As outliers, we understand that true lasting success always comes from within. The main reason people never achieve their ideal potential in their business is usually because they have subconscious resistance in the form of trapped feelings and emotions to achieving that ideal potential. Yep, that's right. People actually resist the very success that they desire. This resistance usually stems from a past negative event or trauma that occurred when they were close to their ideal, or a projected future fear, like a fear of failure, public pressure, or missing out on something else if they were to achieve their ideal potential. These unconscious blocks then act like energetic anchors, pulling them away from their desired reality. The good news is there's a very simple tool that you can use to remove any subconscious resistance that you may have, and that tool is emotional freedom techniques, or EFT. EFT was discovered by Gary Craig in the 1980s and has since provided thousands of people with relief from pain and emotional issues. Simply stated, EFT is an emotional version of acupuncture, but without the needles. Instead, you stimulate well-established energy meridian points on your body by tapping on them with your fingertips. The process is easy to memorize and is completely portable, so you can do it anywhere you like. And the good news is, it's free. The underlying principle of EFT is simple and powerful, based on a phrase that Gary Craig coined. The cause of all negative emotions is a disruption in the body's energy system. And because our physical pains are so connected with our emotions, it follows that our unresolved negative emotions are major contributors to most physical pains. This common sense approach draws its power from time-honored Eastern discoveries that have been around for over 5,000 years, and from Albert Einstein, who told us back in the 1920s that everything, including our body, is composed of energy. And these ideas have largely been ignored by Western healing practices, which is why EFT often works when nothing else will. If you have a negative thought, feeling or belief vibrating at a subconscious level in your body, then you will actually be attracting this vibration in your external world. This is the law of attraction in action. The correct use of EFT will allow you to clear this energetic vibration, that is the negative thought, the feeling or the belief, and then replace it with a more positive and powerful vibration, so that you begin to attract the reality that's in alignment with this new vibration. Now let's look at the practical application, and this is a powerful preview of the process that's available in our full program. In our full program, we guide you step by step, but here's how you'll prepare. The first step is to identify a specific issue that you want to work on, and it's crucial that you're specific about it, not a general issue. Just make it very specific. For an entrepreneur, this might be, I feel nervous before pitching a new client, or I feel frustrated by my financial blocks. Then the second step is to rate the intensity of this feeling on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the worst you could possibly feel about it. This gives you a benchmark to measure your progress. The third step is to create what we call a setup statement. And this setup statement brings the issue to your conscious awareness while affirming your self-acceptance. It's a very simple phrase, and it goes like this. Even though, insert your issue, I completely accept myself anyway. For example, even though I feel nervous before pitching, I completely accept myself anyway. Once you have your negative setup statement, you then begin the tapping process, repeating the negative statement while tapping on specific meridian points before moving on to the next point. And as I mentioned earlier, we show you how to do all of this in the program. And this leads us to the tapping sequence, which is about releasing that emotional charge. EFT works by massaging the meridians to free up any trapped energy associated with a negative past or projected future trauma or event. You start with a karate chop point, and you repeat this negative setup statement 3 times whilst tapping repeatedly on the karate chop point. And this point is on the side of the small finger, side of either hand. Form a karate chop action with your hand and then tap the side of your other hand. The point that hits is the karate chop point. Or if you were to form a karate chop point and then say tap your hand onto a table, it's the part of your hand that hits the table. Then once you've got this point, you move to the meridian points. So you're going to perform, as you tap on each meridian point repeating the negative statement, you perform 1 or 2 rounds of tapping on each of the meridian points whilst repeating the negative statement. For example, I feel nervous before pitching, and then you tap that on the meridian points. And the meridian points are the eyebrow point, the side of your eyes, below your eye, under your nose, the chin, the collarbone, under the arm, and on top of your head. And ideally you should tap for at least 10 times on each point before moving on, or for as long as it takes to say the statement on each point whilst you're tapping. And also, you can tap on either side of the body, or even on both sides at the same time. And even visualizing the tapping will have a positive response, which is great if you're at a place where tapping is not appropriate. But crucially, the most important part is to tune into the feeling. That is the nervousness that you'd be feeling when pitching whilst doing your tapping, because feeling, as you know, feeling is healing if you've watched our other videos. And the quicker you can feel the feeling, even though you might not like it, the quicker it will begin to dissipate. And then another feeling will show up. So after you've done your negative rounds, you move to the positive reinforcement rounds. So you'll create 1 round of the positive statement, which if we're talking about pitching new clients easily and effortlessly, that's our alternative to the negative, which is you get nervous when you pitch. So when we're setting up our negative statement, we always set up a positive statement at the same time. So once we've done our 2 rounds of the negative, we then do 1 or more rounds of the positive. So for example, I pitch new clients easily and effortlessly whilst tapping on each of the meridian points. And then when we're finished, we take a deep breath in and out. And then we reassess on a scale of 0 to 10 how we feel about the original issue. And ideally, you'll have reduced that number significantly, as the emotional charge will either have disappeared, or you will have triggered a secondary issue, which normally presents itself in the form of a belief, a memory of a past event, or even a physical symptom. And if you've still got some emotional charge around the original issue, or if a secondary issue has surfaced, then repeat the process until you feel completely clear of any mental, emotional, or physical discomfort. And then if you feel clear, you can then repeat this process on anything else that may be causing you some dis-ease in your business or life. As I said, obviously listening to me say this isn't going to make as much sense as actually seeing me do it. So if you join our program, which I'll put some information below, it'll make a lot more sense. EFT is a very powerful process that can support you wherever you're looking to improve or remove something in your life so that you can achieve your ideal situation. Its power lies in its simplicity and its direct access to your body's energy system. By consciously tapping and tuning into your feelings, you release trapped energetic disruptions. Trusting these subtle shifts and the guidance that you receive whilst doing it, even if it feels counterintuitive or maybe even weird to your conscious mind, is the hallmark of an outlier. And this willingness to follow your body's wisdom will lead you to breakthroughs that logic alone simply cannot achieve. And I promise you guys, when I first started this, I thought, what is this garbage? But it wasn't until I started doing it and seeing the amazing things that started happening internally and then shifting the vibration around them that I really bought into it. So to recap, EFT is a needle-free emotional acupuncture technique that clears energetic disruptions. By following its simple steps,
That is identifying the issue, rating it, creating a setup statement, tapping the meridian points whilst feeling the emotion, and then reinforcing the positive version of the setup statement, you can clear subconscious resistance and attract your desired reality. And it's an incredible tool for entrepreneurs to release financial blocks or performance fears or anything else for that matter. If you want to get greater clarity on your inner game so that you can live your outlier life more easily, effortlessly and naturally, I've got a powerful free tool for you. It's the Outlier Entrepreneur Breakthrough Detector Quiz. This insightful reflection is your very first step to finding the number one thing, or possibly many things, that are sabotaging your business success. By answering these deep questions, you'll get personalized insights sent directly to your inbox. And as a bonus, you'll also get access to our 10-part Core Outlier Principles video series, which dives deep into each foundational principle. To get access and to start uncovering these crucial insights, just type quiz in the comments section below, and we'll send you the link. Okay, and finally, if this video has helped you, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and feel free to share this video with any other entrepreneurs that you know who are ready to become an outlier in their business and their industry. And until next time, remember the Outlier Code. See it, feel it, believe it, do it, let go and appreciate. I'm Andrew the Outlier McCombe, and here's to unleashing your inner outlier and living the outlier life. I'll see you soon.